he just likes to steal the candies and take them to like under the couch. He likes them because
this kitty cat literally nicks candy.
I'm sure he's like, oh, pretty, colorful, shiny things. I must steal. Fuck you, humans.
Yes, exactly that. He just likes to steal the shiny candy.
How dare the humans keep this treasury away from me? I must take it for my own.
So, like, one time lifted up the futon that he likes to hide under, and even sleep on the back of, because apparently it has a little perch on the back of the futon that he likes to sleep on. I lifted up the couch, and I just found a dozen little butterscotches under the couch.
What is the name of this butterscotch thief kitten?
I named him Zorro because he is a tuxedo cat with a white mustache.
And also apparently on the wrong side of the law a lot.
He's also incredibly brave. He loves to fight feet, and he's tried to upgrade to hands as of late.
Fight feet? What?
Yeah, like we'll just be sitting there, and he will like perch up, run over, pounce on our foot, and just like try to get his arms and legs under that foot, like biting on it, like.
How old is this kitten?
He is. I know that he's going to be 6 months old in October, so I believe that means he's like not even like 4 months old right now.
Wow.
Aww.
He's
a small bab.
It's funny. He used to be a small bab. Like he loved to sleep inside of the clothes hamper because he was just a tiny little thing. Already 4 months old, he is as big as the top of the clothes hamper, and he still likes to sleep perched on top of that. He is going to be a big cat if his paws are any indicator, and he is also floofy as fuck. So he's going to be a floofy as fuck cat.
What kind of breed is he?
Like I said, I just know that he's a tuxedo, so he's black and white.
He's a Heinz 57 because there's 57 different breeds in there somewhere.
And also,
how you're describing him is like halfway describing one of my sister's cats, who is actually half bobcat. And
Bobcat's
huge.
Half bobcat.
How the hell did that parenting even happen?
It just kind of happened. I feel bad for the mother.
Yeah.
Aren't bobcats
Bobcats
huge cats?
No, that's a cougar. Bobcats
Certainly bigger
are the
than
little
house
ones.
cats, aren't they? They're bigger than house cats, though, aren't they?
A little bit, but they are around the same size.
Are bobcats like mini lynxes?
Yes.
I think, yeah.
I went through a cat phase in primary school where I just loved cats and kept reading, as with everything, I just kept reading about cats. So
I wonder
stored back in my brain is like an encyclopedia of cat facts that I don't use.
I wonder if that half bobcat babu is gonna grow up to be anything like a savannah.
Oh, he's already full grown. He's a big fluffer with thumbs, and his ears
thumbs. Oh.
He has thumbs, and like their baby has that's his cat.
According to Google, bobcats can grow up to 69 centimeters in length as an adult.
That's a fucking big cat.
And can weigh up to 8.6 kilograms, which I'm going to translate to pounds. Or
I'm gonna go find a picture of Mufasa because he's a big lad.
I think the translation into pounds is fucking big. Oh,
over 18.
Pussycat has just laid down and wants cuddles. He never does this.
Aww.
Pet my cat,
but 8.6 kilograms is almost 19 pounds.
Shit, that's a whole lot of cat.
Scribbler,
it's a trap. Cat.
Scribbler, it's a trap. Your cat, it's only pretending to want cuddles. It will bite.
It is trying to...
He's just presenting his back to me and wants me to scratch his shoulder blades.
My cat left me. Now it's just me and my little asshole sass of a fish.
It's trying to dominate. It's trying to worm its way into your heart for control.
Oh, we already did that a long time ago. I went and bought a shitload of cat stuff and ended up registering him at my vet, where he is registered as Pusscat, and that is fun when there's a whole range. There's a whole range of pets in the waiting room next to you, and they go in Ralphie, Connie, Sam, Pusscat. Right there.
That's amazing.
Our other cats are Tucker and Xander. Xander is just pure black, and he is a love muffin. Like, he wants nothing more than love. He does not bite. He does not scratch. Like, even if you pick him up, like, he doesn't care. He will, like, get all up on your shoulder and just love you.
Oh, that's nice.
He demands to be in our room sometimes, just like pushes his way in there, just like, let me in, let me in, let me in. And then, like, I'll be minding my own business, and then he'll just jump over onto my chair, crawl into my lap, dig his claws into my belly, and just be like, pet me.
Pets, bitch.
I see you have some hands that are not busy doing anything else than petting me.
Exactly. Like, if I'm petting him with one hand, like, he'll, like, slowly look over at the other hand and then, like, glance at me and then back at the hand. And then he will, like, walk over to that hand and start rubbing against it like, hello, this too.
Oh, wow. Some people theorize that it's not the people who own the cat, but the cat who owns the people.
That would account for why Pusscat ended up moving in with me when I never asked for a cat. I'm a dog person. I've only ever had dogs. And then one day, cat on the bed. That was it. He'd come in through a window, and from then on, we were cat people.
Wait, he was just a stray who came in?
He belonged to a neighbour, except they had a brand new baby and a dog. And he just went, fuck that. That house over there lost their dog recently. So now they're cat people. They're my people. And he kept coming in through a downstairs window. And we had work going on. We were building a conservatory on the back. And the workmen thought he was our cat because he just strutted past them like he owned the place. And they went, oh, your cat's gone inside. To which we all looked at each other and went, we don't have a cat. But we did then, because we kept finding him in the middle of the bed upstairs going, my bed.
That's awesome. And I did have a friend that, like, just kind of ended up with, like, a third cat that just kind of moved in.
Funny how that happens as well. When I was still with Reverb, his parents adopted strays and things all around the place, and all of their cats ended up being strays. But my favorite was one called Freddie, who was about 16, 17 years old, and he was this long, super black, golden-eyed cat, but his fangs were too big for his mouth, so they poked over his chin like little vampire teeth, and his name was Freddie because it was short for Freddy Krueger.
And he just picture of Goombasa, but I found a video.
Okay,
I sent it to you. Look at the big boy.
I see. I saw it. Boy. Wow, that is a big cat. Flum flum.
He acts like a dog, right?
Oh my god, that is a big cat.
He is a big cat. Big
Look
kitty,
at that
kitty.
absolute unit.
Cat.
He's a unit of a cat, little square kitty.
I think that we haven't seen him in a long time, but we had a cat named Potter. He's a Maine Coon, so he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Yeah, very floofy.
We haven't seen him since like spring of last year, and we thought that like maybe the elements had finally claimed him, but according to some of our neighbors, like distant neighbors, like at houses that we used to live at, they've seen him. Like, he's around. He's like
gone feral.
He's getting free food from the old blind lady that feeds cats in the middle of the night, and he's just kind of roaming that area with all the other like wild cats around there.
Well, like I said, cats will do what cats will do.
He was the leader of our cats, so now I guess he's the leader of like a pack of wild cats or something.
Like, you are more of a challenge, bitches.
That is slightly terrifying. Just imagining that he comes in through the back door or something with a whole herd of cats, like, feed us, we demand sacrifice.
I'm imagining him just motivating an entire cat army to take over your island.
I'm just imagining like an animation based on like, you know, just a cat that ends up becoming the leader of a group of feral cats. Like, it sounds like an animated movie.
It actually does sound like an animated movie. The house cat who could do what no other ferals could.
Well, there actually is a book I used to read over and over as a kid called King of the Vagabonds by Colin Dan, who wrote The Animals of Farthing Wood. And it is
excellent
exactly
series.
that. Yeah, but I read all of his books, and King of the Vagabonds had its own little series that never got picked up for animation or film. That is the story: a house cat who goes to Quarter Mile Field where all the feral cats live and becomes the king of them all by fighting his way to the top. It's a very good book, actually. It was like the precursor to the Warriors series. Only not all mystical.
Warriors, come out to play!
Goodness. I can't. That scene has ruined the word warriors for me forever.
With the chinking of the glasses.
I honestly,
oh, good lord!
Like I heard that like out of context, and I was like, oh, I guess like in context, it's pretty scary. But then like I actually watched the movie and I saw that scene. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, but you haven't lived until you've seen that recreated with old Xbox graphics.
You're joking.
They had a game that was based off of the movie. It's kind of a prequel to the movie, but that scene is in the game, and they recreated it using Xbox models, and it's just, it's so good.
You're joking, my good sir.
No, there is a game called The Warriors. I remember it being advertised the fuck out of it.
I am looking this shit up. Give me a sec.
In fact, that's the only reason why I knew that like movie existed, and I like went and investigated it. And I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." Like the fucking trailer. I remember the trailer ends with that CGI scene of the guy going, "Can you dig it?" And a whole bunch of CGI people like cheering. I don't know if it's actually a prequel because it honestly has a lot of the movie in there.
Yeah, but as somebody who has played the game, I can safely say there's a lot of stuff that takes place like in the background of the movie that is expanded upon in the game. A lot of stuff that happens before the whole gang meeting thing that starts the movie off.
So it's expanding the story.
Yes, with prequel stuff.
With prequel stuff and background stuff. Oh god, he found it.
Oh my god!
You know you have to link this now.
Yes, I will link the precise timestamp. Oh my god, the models are glorious. Oh god, good old Xbox animation. No, actually, this is footage from the PSP version.
Even better.
We will need to get started in a second.
I'm aware that
I was late.
I present to you glory.
I wandered off at one point to make a taco. I have a chicken taco, and my cat's staring at it.
What
Did
the
those
fuck
boxes just appear?
Just the car is no longer moving, and he's still going, Warriors! Warriors!
The jingling bottles are there. I'm linking this in the description, by the way.
Oh my god. I can't get over the faces.
The fuck?
Say
this
what
is
you
nightmare
will.
fuel.
Say what you will, but that lip syncing is very well done.
Oh yeah.
It's just the rest of the face doesn't fucking move.
I can't handle.
Why are they saying it so much?
And then they just ignore him.
He's still jingling the glasses.
Yeah, yes. So remind me again, what was the point of that?
Because it was in the movie?
I guess so. It's just, they acknowledged it, and then they just turned back. It's like, we're not dealing with this shit.
There's a knife. I've got a knife. We're running away across the pier now.
Just one of the comments. Why does all the good series always have to have an ending?
Well, in light of Starry not being here, that's not a knife. This is a knife.
Oh, Starry couldn't make it either?
She's at Alicon, so it's like 3 in the morning and she has roommates.
Very good point.
She got to sing karaoke with Nicole Oliver.
Oh, I'm jealous. I know someone who's going to be even more jealous.
And she was on a panel today with AC Race Best and some other people.
Oh, that's awesome. I want to hold my own panel one day. That would be cool.
You have to go to Garlicon. It's the closest one to you, isn't it?
Yep. Me and a bunch of... Most of my, the friends I met at Bronycon, we're all Euro bronies, so our best place of meeting up would be at Gallicon.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of people. Xena usually goes each year, but he went to Bronycon this year because it happened, the same weekend.
Ah, yeah. That's the bad thing when several cons in the same week. It's but now I have to choose.
Yeah, it's been weird that Garlicon and Bronycon have always kind of happened on the same week. It's well, I have to make a choice then. And it always comes down to I'm going to the one where all my friends are.
Quick question: Would you guys mind at all if Mitty and I had our fans going on low during this, because it is getting oppressively hot in this room?
Why would we mind? I've said before that this is, as long as we can understand you, this is the more chill this is the more informal podcast. You need to chill. That's the problem. Yeah.
Okay. All right, then I'm gonna keep it on low though, because I don't want it polluting the audio too much.
That sounds like the fan from Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's fine. It's fine. Because you'll be doing push to talk anyway.
Okay.
It sounds like your mic itself is breathing whenever you press it.
Yeah, you are just now part of a horror movie in August. It's Month of Macabre in August.
Ah, shit. I'm not even prepared.
Well, considering that Aprilverse is now happening outside of April, Month of Macabre may as well go outside of October.
Can you hear it on mine?
Yeah, it's fine. We can still hear your voice, that's the main thing.
I hope that I am loud and clear enough.
Yep, everybody's fine. Panda, you still there?
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, did you go and make another taco?
No, I'm finishing the one I
With
have.
a bell on it.
I have muffins in a box from Muffin Break because that was my payment for taking my parents out today.
Sir, the cream has gone sour. Shall we throw it out? Fuck no. Throw that shit on a burrito.
The fuck?
What?
You Americans.
I just have a rushed lunch because I came over from a game session and now I have water. So, yeah.
So what? We like sour cream. Leave us alone. The chapter.
Water!
Right, we do need to get started. So. Well, considering we were nearly at the hour mark and we'd gone through nearly everybody, and I was like, oh shit, we're not even going to hit the hour. 2 hours later, oh fuck, right, we're going to hit 3 hours.
I feel like I rambled on so much. I'm sorry if I did.
No, it's called Babble Scribbler. I warned you, this is pretty chill.
Yeah,
it's
but
pretty chill.
I still can't help but get nervous. Like, oh god, what if I accidentally break the dot in the chat rule by just accidentally coming in with comments because I'm a freaking reaction and I can't help but comment.
Well, this is just a regular call now. Literally, I record these for shits and giggles and just to pull out funny things.
So yeah,
I kind of break that rule.
Didn't get to get a real good introduction from Black Iris or Starryflame like before the podcast or even at the start of the podcast. So hi guys.
Yeah,
it's nice to meet you two.
But
hello.
Of course, this is I forgot Midori hasn't met you two yet.
I haven't met Black Iris. I know Starry.
I haven't met Black Iris either.
Sphinx stuff when I found out she's.
What did you just say?
Hang on.
Stop, everybody. Starry, did you just say you know Panda's sphincter?
What?
No, I said I sent her Sphinx
This is a problem
pictures.
with people talking over each other.
Starry sends me
her
Sphinx
Sphinx.
pictures. Look, Starry, I know, like we do talk outside in Discord,
But yeah,
and
no,
you
we
show
don't
me
actually know each other.
and you show me Sphinx stuff, but we have talked to each other before.
That is true. But I know you. I don't. It's fine. I'm just sleepy.
So many
Time is it for
voices.
you now?
I have
So
my double
Starry, I guess
espresso.
you could say you were a little hoarse.
I am a little hoarse right now, actually.
Boo.
I'm very squeaky. I mean, I don't squeak. What?
Johnny, if you want to go and get
One of
food,
the-
you can just eat it on the call if you want to. That's what I'm doing.
I
I've got my
literally
muffin in
ate
front
a
of me.
That's
taco
true.
at the beginning
That's
of
true. I'm
this.
getting some grub. You're right back.
One of the advantages of studying audio engineering is that I can listen to a complete cacophony and I can pick out every single thing that's going on.
So, Starry, what time is it for you now?
It is 8 minutes past 6.
You have a fucking know what?
Still jet lag. Well, actually, no. That's Australian. That's Sydney time. It is 5:39 in Adelaide.
Fuck that.
What?
How long did you have to adjust from American time to Australian time when you got back?
I am still adjusting. Like, I keep going to bed a lot earlier than everyone else. Like, food around here closes at 9, and like, I literally I was like not long after 9, so everywhere was closed, and I got back to the room with my food. I had a shower and I was like falling asleep. I mean, granted, I've been like walking around and stuff because convention, it could be that's putting me up, but I forced myself to sleep on the plane like over and over and over until like I got at least 8 hours, and it was relatively close to time. So I'm hoping that when I get home, I'm actually going to be just able to slot right back in. instead of waking up at bloody 3 in the morning and like just, yeah, sure, I can do this.
How many
This happens
hours did
every
you?
year.
How many days was it between you getting back and you going to this con?
Same day.
Holy shit! What the fuck are you
And my
doing,
plane-
Starry?
I know. It's why I was
Apparently
like in my
Starry
announcement
likes
video,
to
just like,
suffer.
help.
Starry
I had
likes
no
to suffer.
choice.
Confirm.
I'm
I mean,
back.
yeah, you're right, Panda. She does like to suffer. That's why she hangs out with us.
You're right.
What food do you have, Johnny?
My parents had already eaten and luckily saved some for me. It's pasta with some chicken in I think some kind of chili sauce and some
Nice.
garlic bread.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, that
I am
sounds good.
staring at my muffin now, and it doesn't look quite as appetizing in the
Wait,
bottom.
Johnny, question.
Yeah.
Did anyone get you a Danish while you were over here?
No, and I'm kind of surprised. No
What
one took
the
a chance
fuck?
to make
What-
the
we
obvious joke.
failed.
Really? But like Starbucks
everybody
sold them.
failed.
We
Everybody
all
failed. Like I expected. Like I got some pastry jokes from people, but never an actual pastry.
Have you ever eaten an American Danish?
I don't think I have.
The fuck? And there's no more BronyCon for you to go for.
There's
Really?
the BabsCon and ever.
Anyway, come to TruckCon.
Anyway, time to call.
Anyway, come back on.
I like that tum to cockcon. That's really
Anyways,
did
come to
sound like John. No, that really did just sound like Johnny said tum to cockcon.
By the way, it turns out there's another Alicon next year. So
Oh, nice.
nice.
Wait, what?
There's
I'm
another
for
Alicon that got announced last night after that bloody
Nice.
long auction. They,
Wait, another Alicon? What?
Alicon.
Alicon is an Australian convention.
That's what I'm at right
Oh.
now.
Wait, wasn't
It-
Alicon
and-
the one that bombed?
No.
No, that was Sydney.
Oh.
Alicon, I know the people that created it, and they're gonna make it a 3-day con next year. So,
Nice.
like the way that he was talking about it on, is it bad? Like
You've gone.
I know I accidentally tapped onto Chrome and it took me away from everything, and I couldn't figure out how to get back to my
Chrome ruins
Oh.
everything.
I just like tapped.
Firefox
It's
for the
almost
win.
like it's fire. It's almost like it's 5 a.m.
Firefox for the win.
No, it's not the Chrome. It's literally like my mouse. I accidentally moved my hand and tapped off Mumble. The way I was gonna say, is it really bad that like I'm not an organizer? The only thing I have to do with this con is that I'm the mascot's voice, which I haven't done any lines yet for. And turns out that was the job that Ty had for me, but he couldn't tell me, and he kind of blurted it out during the pub trot. He's like, "I've got a job for you, because I can't remember it." And then he was like, "I can't tell you what it is." But when he
Literally.
announced, then he was like, "All the cons are dying slowly," and then he got to like Alicon, and he's like, "So I have to tell you that we're coming back next year," and like I nearly started crying. I mean, he was crying on stage because he's really happy, and I was like, "Yeah," but crying.
Ugly
I was going somewhere
cry.
else. No, like I could feel tears in my eyes, but I had like that. I mean, I had that glitter eyeshadow on, so I didn't want to cry because it was gonna get in my eyes.
Glitter
That
is
glitter
really
eyeshadow didn't come out, didn't come off, even when you were blind drunk and sleeping face first in a pillow. That I don't think crying was gonna move that ship.
No,
That was
but,
a rare.
Like, I don't-
That was a rare encounter. Meeting you drunk.
I didn't get to see
Oh, do
it.
we want to tell the story of you being drunk? How many drinks did it take to get you fucking rat ass?
It took
Sorry,
me.
Dorothy.
It took me 2 sips of that bloody drink.
Exactly.
And then
Fucking lightweight.
Kate Bug called
you're
me
a
a
bad
P-word.
Australian.
Kate Bug basically called me a pussy. And so I'm like, fine, I'm gonna finish it then. And I literally, as I'm
Oh,
just
God.
like downing it, because I had to take huge sips of it because it was so strong that like I literally did the mic drop thing as soon as I put my glass down. I'm just like, this was a terrible idea. This is so bad. I feel so dizzy.
Yeah,
Because the lady's like,
because
I'll
Wow.
put an extra I'll put an extra bit in to give you that extra kick, because the year before it was so weak. So I was like, yeah, sure. And apparently Kate Bug said that hers was not as strong as mine, and Xena can attest that it was so strong. And Roy, I think
you
he
had
also
to call
took-
narrator to come and supervise you back to the
I
room.
didn't, but apparently narrator was annoyed by it. So
He was all right in the end. When he saw what you were like, he was like, "Yeah, you couldn't have went back on your own."
I wanted to go up to the lady and tell her, "Don't do that again," because this was terrible. This was a terrible idea. Apparently, like,
to be fair, you hadn't eaten anything. So you had that much alcohol on
but
an empty
Cena
stomach.
also like had the same
Hadn't eaten.
That's true. But plus side, I had a conversation with Wubcake in the bathrooms, and I was very confident. And like, I asked her later, and she was like, "No, you didn't seem drunk at all." And everyone I've run into was like, "No, you didn't seem drunk at all. You just seemed very confident." And I'm like, "That's good," because I like was gonna fall over my feet.
Could barely stand up.
Well done, Berry Punch.
And everyone's like, "She's such a lame." I'm like, "No, it's that the drink was so bloody strong. And it's not my fault." So like every time like alcohol was around, everyone's like, "You're not touching it." I'm like, it's not my fault.
In that exact tone of voice.
So I no.
Dora Beatty's voice.
Sorry, why are you actually adorable?
And the fear. But
Midori's
like
also
between you and Midori, you're just trying to out adorable each other all the time.
I am not trying to out adorable her. She is much cuter than me. Stop trying to throw me under the bus.
Midori, the
goddamn fear. You didn't hear anything.
You two are absolutely adorable.
But Starry, it was quite an experience. Like, I don't remember what panel it was.
It was movies. Pennies with movies.
Yes, it was. Yes, it's the ponies, the movies to pony voices, and you're just like, "Hi, Johnny." It's like turn around and saw you coming up. So, "Hi, Starry," and it's like, "Oh dear, there's something off here."
I'm so sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I swear, 2 sips and I was tipsy, and I'm like, "Oh no!" But like, I spent money on that, so I kind of like I was gonna take it slow, but then when came, yes. I managed to sneak off. But here's the thing though. The lady at the counter had no idea I was getting it for a second person, and I bought 2 at once. Why did she give that extra alcohol in there? I'm not like goody high, or like I'm not a tall girl. I'm not a big girl. And like giving that extra kick of alcohol was a terrible idea. Like, as far as she knew, I was drinking them both. I don't understand why she thought that was okay to do, really.
Did you say something like...
She offered to do it.
Maybe wasn't it like you about... Do you think it was about your comment saying that the beer last year was bad? So it's like, okay, let me give it a bit extra to prove you wrong.
I don't know. I don't think she knew who I was. Because, like, I said that the alcohol last year was super weak. Like, it was a special drink. And I was like, this is not going to get me drunk. This is not even going to get me buzzed. So when she was like, I'll add an extra shot to it, and I was like, sure. I didn't actually say it was weak to her. She just offered to do it. Ow. Pin.
Somebody's mic is going.
Fucking
Panda.
My key is stuck.
Oh.
Okay.
So I am really sorry, Johnny. I am so sorry.
It's totally fine.
Because
while I was I think you were like pulling me along, saying, "Hey, come on, we have to like talk." It's like, okay, I would love to talk. It's like, I think you were trying to pull me somewhere to like meet up or something like that.
I wanted to chat to you, but I also like was very, very unwordable.
Drunk.
Yeah, and I was waiting with Cena outside, and then I saw a narrator come by. It's like, okay, I can read the situation. Like, I better go.
And then you vanished, and I'm like, oh no, he thinks I'm alone. No. And like,
it was seriously because Cena and narrator looked at me like, yeah, she's going back to her rooms. Like, she's going straight there now.
Narrator said that like I stopped to talk to everyone, but the thing is, I do that when I'm sober. There was nothing different.
She does. She really does.
I just stop and talk to people. I pretend I'm a Pinkie Pie, but I'm actually a Fluttershy. But I just stop and randomly talk to people because that's just what I've been brought up to do, sort of thing, as an Australian. So, like, when the narrator was like, you were talking to everyone, I'm just like, that's normal. But I just was drunk. So I was like, your typical drunk. And like, when I went to talk to the lady about it, because I work at a leagues club, I've heard drunk people before, and I've heard drunk people talk to people at registers before. So everything I was saying to her, I was like, oh god, I've heard this before. oh no, I'm one of them. And like I literally stopped several times over and was just like, oh god, I'm sounding so drunk. I'm so sorry.
Fun fact, I have never actually been fully drunk.
I wasn't until that moment, like that level. I've been passed out drunk before. I've fallen on the floor drunk, but not like actually being able to walk around and be drunk. But conversation with Webcake, and then later, like she was like, "We need to chat more." I'm like, "Let's go," and I'm just going to tell her like, "Oh God, I left a good impression. That's really good."
That was awesome. That's awesome, man. Happy that I found you later, so we can like probably go around and just talk.
Yeah.
Maybe we should talk about something else. I don't think Black Iris wants to talk about stuff related to BronyCon.
Is there something wrong?
I don't know.
I think it's just because he was working on his paper.
Could be.
Oh. Also, I've never been drunk either. Like, I don't drink alcohol.
Oh, I barely drink either, but I know I'm a lightweight. Because I get tipsy after a few drinks, but I've never gone like the whole way.
Not even that. I don't drink alcohol at all.
There are some good ones out there, though. Like, I like Snaps because it's sweet. And you know what Midori should have?
No.
A Midori. Obviously.
No.
It's a green drink.
Nope.
But it's so good.
I don't care. I can make any green drink and call it a Midori without alcohol, and I can drink that.
Yeah, but the Midori illusions are so good. Also, we had Midori lemonade, and that was delicious.
No alcohol, ever.
Is that religious? Religious reason?
No.
Just don't like it.
There are 3 reasons. The third one, I really hope that everybody doesn't go, oh. But the first reason is because Dare actually worked. The second reason, Dare, Dare to do drugs, that whole like program back when we were in elementary school. It's
honey, she's from Australia.
We don't do
I'm
that.
aware. I'm just saying, like they told us drinking alcohol is bad when I was in elementary school, and I was like, okay, then I won't do it.
Yeah, but they also said that swearing was bad, and I've done that. So.
Second reason is because it's absolutely disgusting. I hate the flavor of alcohol in general. I hate the smell of it.
Again.
Even if you hand me a fruity beverage that tastes absolutely delicious, I can smell the alcohol in there. I refuse.
I have heightened sense of smell. I know exactly what you mean, but like there are. I think it just means you haven't found something that's up to your level. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm just saying.
The third reason. Nobody freak out about this, please. Alcohol killed my mother.
Okay, that's a fair enough point.
Very fair reason.
You should have led with that, really, Medi.
I know, but like
it is a personal
the
reason.
other reasons are still they're still reasons.
I had a feeling
You're valid.
like when it wasn't a religious, I was like something family related.
But yeah, that is a very valid, very fair reason to not ever touch alcohol.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So
it's okay. It's okay. My mom, she had a lot going on, and she essentially drank herself to death, and it's a very unfortunate thing, but she's in a better place now, and like I just don't want to repeat that mistake. I see all these people that like just do horrible things when they're drunk, including driving and hurting people and all this other stuff, and it's like I never want to be that. Tumbleweed goes by.
All very valid. I guess like I don't drink like normally if it's unless it's like at a party or friends. Like maybe I take 1 or 2 cans or something, but that's mostly because I live in Denmark. Like alcohol is like part of our like daily consumption.
So
It's one of your.
on a sort of
Like we have Carlsberg and Tuborg. We are proud of our brands.
On a sort of funny note regarding alcohol, so at Alicon, we did have some special cocktail drinks, right? And so we had the Twilight, which was absolutely delicious. I really like that one. There was the Applejack and the Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash was the strongest. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. Like, I asked to take a sip of it, and before I even took a sip, I could like taste the alcohol, and I literally had to pull and just cough. But the Applejack, in an amusing note, was apple cider and pear cider mixed together. And I was like, you can't do it. That's a extravagant samples of, oh wait, that's it. I got my grandkids. You don't know what you do. Because, you know, apple and pears mixing is how they got the apple kin.
And also, of course, Applejack's drink is the strongest, because AJ is best pony.
That drink was better.
So, something else I wanted to talk about. How about that Dungeons and Dragons?
The game or the pony episode?
I'm kind of curious about the part in the episode, but just in general, I really like Dungeons and Dragons and really want to do a campaign with you fucking voice actors.
She's been incredibly craving this for weeks now. We recently started, I started binging Critical Role, and she started watching Critical Role animations all over the place.
So,
as if I hadn't watched enough motherfucking Adventure Zone animations.
So I have a couple of Critical Role keyrings, and one of the vendors, she watched Critical Role, and Kaylee bought me the Critical Role jacket, so I had that on me. But I showed her my Kiri keychain, and she kind of walked over to me. I thought there was something wrong with it, and then she tried to steal it off me. And I was like, hey, that's my Kiri. You can't have her. Do you know who Kiri is?
It sounds familiar. I'm more familiar with Jester and not.
Yeah, she is very sweet. Does that ring a bell?
Very sweet.
She's a little bird girl.
Welcome to the Mighty Nine!
Welcome to the Mighty Nine! She kills people.
Kiri.
Don't eat people.
Kiri.
I'll just get you a picture.
That reminds me. It's Azra's first murder tonight.
Now that is an anniversary to remember.
I know, right?
Context, please.
D&D.
Okay, that's all I need to hear.
I actually have a question that I pondered during the podcast. And I'm sorry that we are about to talk about D&D, but I just have this question that's really been like on my mind ever since we started talking about it. We've been talking about books that has been made into movies and everything, and our opinions on them. What I wonder is, do each of you have a book that doesn't have a movie yet, but you would really like to see it?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I'd have to think on that.
Dresden Files.
I mean, there is a book series, but at the same time,
Well, if we're going with full series, I would love to see. I think it was called the Enchanted Forest series.
What's this about Enchanted Forest? What? Elm Chances? No.
I asked the people if they had a book that hadn't been made into a movie yet, which one would it be? That they want to have seen as a movie.
What have people said?
Well, I went
started.
first. Yeah, I went first. The one that I nominated was a series called The Enchanted Forest Chronicles. It was a 4-book series by Patricia C. Reed, who is a really prolific fantasy author, and it's just a really, really good series that focuses on an enchanted forest, and this forest is basically the nexus of all magic in the world, and there are little bits that get out here and there that wizards capture and use for their own devices. Wizards, on the whole, are viewed as basically the evil force in the series, and there are also dragons, and it's great because it brings up a lot of fairy tale tropes. It makes fun of them very, very heavily. Like, for example, the series starts with a princess intentionally getting herself caught by a dragon. Like, she literally goes to a mountain and forces her way into a dragon's cave because she wants to be kidnapped by a dragon so that she won't have to get married.
Sounds like someone I know. Except for the married part.
It's just
kidnapped by a dragon.
It's just a really good series, and I think that if they went with the more the more comedic tone that the series had, I think it would be a really good. I think it could be a really good series of films.
Interesting.
I have two ideas. Both books that I really loved in my childhood. Where the first one is actually one of the first like dark fantasy books I ever read, which really like shaped my love of the genre and just what I love about dark stuff and horror in general. Is a part of a series. I've only read the first book. It's called Beyond the Deep Woods: The Edge Chronicles.
Hang on, who's that written by?
Oh goodness. 1 sec.
For me, it would be the Deptford Mice books by Robin Jarvis.
I think I found it. It was written by Paul Stewart and Chris Riddell,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes. And
So what's that about then?
basically that story is about a boy who lives up in a village of basically trolls, but he himself is not a troll. So there's that kind of usual plot about that. But if there's one thing that all of the troll children are taught, that if you go into the deep woods, you never go out from the road, because then you'll be lost and be subjected to whatever kind of horrors are in there. And because of certain plot circumstances, our hero has to go into the woods, but gets lost from the road. So he meets all of these amazing, fantastical, horrible, and absolutely awful situations and monsters, from a weird kind of gnome people that harvests honey to a kind of brain creature where you can, like, the skin is translucent so you can see their skeleton, their brain, to a tree that harvests him into its innards so it can eat him while it's inside of it.
I'm sorry, what is it?
Like, it's messed up.
I blanked out for a moment. What was this?
It's a book called Beyond the Deep Woods. It's very dark fantasy. Also a children's book, but the illustrations within this book and the things that our hero is subjected to are just, he never gets a break. That is the thing about this book. There's few times where he can actually relax. Otherwise, the world is constantly pulling him around, throwing him to all kinds of dangers with all of these races and creatures that he meets.
Apparently, it's a very long-running series, too. There are 18 books in this series right now.
I've only read the first one, and that was enough to say I really love how messed up everything is. But the other more fun book series that I love is something called the Bartholomew Trilogy, written by Jonathan Strout.
Was it Bartholomew or Bartimaeus?
Bartimaeus.
Yeah. Because I know exactly what you're talking about, because I've read those books and I really like those too.
They're so much fun!
They are!
The thing is, though, as much as I would love seeing them translated into movies, I don't know how the demon, by the way, in the book, the demon is constantly making like footnotes with his own color commentary about anything going on. It's like, I would have no idea how they can translate that into movie form.
It would be difficult to do, and just the nature of the demons themselves seems like it would be something that would be difficult for them to pull off, because demons don't really have like a set physical form. They sort of they manifest themselves however they feel it would be appropriate in the moment.
And they're like different layers levels where you can see, like, depending on how powerful a demon is, you have to be able to look through several layers before you can actually see them. Otherwise, it will be completely invisible to you.
Different layers of reality, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm rambling a lot when describing these stories and, like, going around in circles or something.
No, that's what makes this so interesting, is just hearing people describe these things.
This is just a random call at this point, so, like, whatever you want to do.
I know, but it's just me and my usual overthinking doubts and stuff. Yeah.
One series that I don't know. I mean, like, it's a bit of a teenage book series. So I don't know.
You're saying that like it's a bad thing when Goombasa and I have both just said that blood and chocolate is fucking amazing.
Yeah, well, this series I don't know. Like it's called Hawk Song.
I was gonna say, you remember how we all met, right? We're like a show about ponies for little girls.
I know, but
there's no shame
foreign
here.
Concept.
There is no shame. We left shame behind a very long time ago. Carry on.
Okay, so this book series is called Hawk Song. The first book is Hawk Song. The second book is Snake Charm. The third book is Falcon Dance. The fourth book is Wolf Cry. And the fifth book, I am not sure if I want to exist yet or not. Wyvern Hail. I have never read the entire fifth book because it's just setting itself up for doom, and I don't know how it's going to play out. I just wanted to end with the fourth book because I really enjoyed how the fourth book played out. Like,
You want to describe
what the series is about is there's a lot of different people in the world that I think the best way to describe them is a world of animorphs that are separated into tribes. And and there used to be a tribe. I don't know if this is really a spoiler or not. Like, I guess I can avoid spoilers in a way. There are the hawks and the snakes, which have been at war for as long as they can remember, going at each other's throats. And one day, both tribes decide this needs to stop. Okay, maybe we can make this bloodshed stop by marrying the Prince of the Snakes to the Princess of the Hawks. And the first book is centered around the snake. Like, he's like kind of learning about the Hawks culture and whatnot, how reserved they are, their mentalities and whatnot. And the second book focuses on the snakes, the hawk girl learning how open the snakes are and this and that. And the two of them slowly actually begin to fall in love and get married. But then it starts to dive into some really crazy shit. Like, apparently, hawks and snakes used to be one tribe called the Wyverns. And they were so unstable and powerful, they were destroying themselves. So to save them, the incredibly magically gifted Falcons separated them into two different tribes, like split them apart, like their genetic codes somehow, and to prevent them from, mating with each other and giving birth to new wyverns, they tricked them into going to war with each other. Wolf Cry is my favorite book because it stars that wyvern daughter from the prince and the princess that hooked up together. And, well, she basically tries to run away from home, but she erases her memory so that she doesn't realize that she ran away from home. And she ends up hooking up with this chick from the wolf tribe, and it's a really cute relationship that the two of them develop. And by the end of the story, she realizes that she doesn't want to be the new leader of the Wyvern Kingdom. She wants to live at peace in the forest with the wolf chick that she fell in love with. But, like, the fifth book, it follows a very unexpected character. Like, each book, I feel like, follows a different character as the lead. And the fifth book, I was not expecting who they chose to be the lead of that book. And it's really setting itself up to be like a doom and gloom ending. So I don't know how it's going to play out. And I liked how things played out in the fourth book, and I just don't want to move past that. And I don't know how it would turn out if they made a movie series based off of these books.
Sounds like a Real handful.
It is, but it's really good. I think that Gumi, you've read the at least the first book, maybe the second.
I did read the first 2 books. I haven't started on the third yet. They are good books, and they're also easy reads.
Yeah, but they're very small books.
Yeah, I can see some trouble in adapting them for film, though, just because they're very character focused. Whereas I feel if an adaptation were going to be made of them, they would want to emphasize. The studio would probably want to try to emphasize the world around them and make everything larger than life. Like, they would want to make the war the centerpiece, whereas the centerpiece of these books are the characters that are trying to get together in order to stop the war.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah.
Goombasa, it's funny that you mention easy reads, because it reminds me of a book, like a series I tried to start. I enjoyed, but I couldn't because the language was so like weird. It's a series called The Dwarves, written by Marcus Heitz, and it's a good book. It's a good series, but just it's a very hard read, especially becomes like this is a perfect example of a story coming up with so many new terminologies out of the gate with no introductions to them. I get lost so many times, even on rereads.
So it's Final Fantasy 13, basically.
Yeah, it's like a day is apparently now called a cycle, and it took me so long, like quarter way through the book, before I realized it.
Yeah, no, a lot of fantasy. I actually see that a lot in science fiction. The rather than talking about things in terms of like days or hours or whatnot, they come up with terms like cycles, or even more confusingly, like decacycles, I think was how one book used the term. Just really strange ways of determining time, but not really giving any indication to the reader how that equates to time here on Earth. And you know, when you say something is hard to read, that just makes me think of the first few times I tried to read Lord of the Rings, which are good books, but they are not written like modern novels, so I always had difficulty actually sitting down to read those books because of the way that they are written.
Sometimes I feel like that some writers try a bit too hard to stand out.
It's true.
It's like, I'm gonna come up with all these new names for all these new things, and therefore it's gonna be original and top and everything, and I just don't feel it. I just think it's confusing.
How many times have we seen like blurbs on the back of a book describe an author as the next Tolkien?
Way too often, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know how often it is in other countries, but here, if you go into the fantasy novel section of any major bookstore, you will see plenty of books that are described on the back of the book. Specifically when they're talking about the author, they'll say it's definitely the next Tolkien or something like that. So, trying to build them up to be something amazing when in reality they're not really doing a whole lot to separate themselves from the herd. Or trying too hard to separate themselves, as the case may be.
Yeah, I always felt like if you want to try and do something new, then instead of just calling it something new, then try to take what has been used and take it in a new direction, or put a new spin on it.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people forget that tropes are not bad. Tropes and cliches are tools, and the reason why we keep seeing them crop up is because they have been proven to work. The only reason why people say they are bad is because they're not bad, they're just overplayed. You see the same sort of tells in a story over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. Like I love archetypes and stereotypes because of where you can take them. The possibilities for what kind of character they'll land on, what kind of arcs they are gonna go through. Yeah, of course, if they're just gonna stay at stage one, then it will of course be boring and annoying. But the possibilities are endless of where you can take a character when they're based on a certain archetype or stereotype. It's just about what the story calls for and what you want to do.
Sorry, keep blinking out. What? I think I'm crashing.
What?
keep
I
blinking.
think she's
She
like
said-
sleeping.
yeah.
She's falling
I
asleep.
keep blinking
Oh, dear.
out,
Yeah.
like,
How many fingers do you see in front of you, Starry?
5,000,001.
Oh dear.
Go back to bed, Starry.
No!
Go to sleep, Starry. You're drunk. I mean, sleepy.
Actually, I have a headache.
So much for coffee.
Yeah, coffee didn't. I think it's because like walking a lot has like worn me out physically, and then the coffee's just like I will keep you awake for another like hour, and then you need to sleep. It's bad when the coffee tells you to sleep.
Yeah, and besides, I've been here for almost, well, not including the podcast recording time, I've kind of been here for almost 5 hours now, so I think I need a break, because my ears definitely need a break. They're not happy about me wearing headphones this long.
I am beginning to feel mental fatigue as well.
It's fine. We can stop.
Okay, as long as we have Scribbler's permission, it's alright.
What do you mean? What the fuck? You can... Okay, I'm just the one recording. I've said before now, when we're not recording podcasts, you are more than welcome to just use Mumble.
Mistress
have-
Scribbler,
yeah.
may we leave?
No, you
I
get to
ship
go
it.
one more round.
I ship it.
I'm right here, Starry.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Scribblery?
maybe...
Mitty, stop.
Midori?
She's dating narrator. This is our in.
I like it when Grass has to step in and restrain his girlfriend.
Oh god.
It's that slightly censorious way you said it of Middy, stop.
Yeah.
I'm just
Like,
Like this is something he does often.
No, like I was going to make a joke, but then I was like, wait, is this joke a little bit too impersonal?
Were you gonna make a Polly joke?
Kinda.
Thought so.
I mean, we're poly, kinda. We just have very, very, very high standards because, like,
Ah, fuck, I'm not getting there then.
Mitty, if you had high standards, you would not be with me.
sweetie,
Maybe it's 'cause-
Goomy.
She has incredibly
No,
high
everybody
standards.
get-
That's
everybody
why
why
she
did
shut
you
up.
you.
roast yourself?
Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Goomy. I have
Yes.
known you since my late 17s. I met you around there, and I have known you since then, and there is a reason why when I was dating my last girlfriend, nobody give me shit for this, when I was dating my last girlfriend, when I was dating my last girlfriend, for some reason, I wanted to spend a lot of my time with you because I had fun with you. You were a great friend, and eventually I realized that we could be more than that. I had never ever considered it before until you flirted with me that one time, and I have never been happier now that I am with you. And the only reason why the fact that we're polyamorous hasn't led to anybody else being in this relationship is because I don't know anybody nearly as much as I know you, and how long that I have known you and trust you and everything to actually willingly welcome somebody into this relationship. Would you all shut up? I see all those blips like I ship it. Oh my god, they're so cute.
Sha-la-la-la, don't be shy, you
I'm just
might
over here
look
dying of
twice too
diabetes
shy,
over here.
you're gonna kiss the girl.
The fact of the matter is, I love Goomy, and there is nobody that I think that I could possibly love as much as him right now,
Aw.
that I feel like both of us would be willing to include in our relationship.
You know, it's really off-putting that you just won't let me make fun of myself.
Y'all are really gay.
He constantly tries to
Yes.
self-depreciate, and I'm just like, no, bitch, love!
I think Midori's pretty gay for Goombasa. It's too
Yeah.
adorable
Yeah, her-
though. It's like, no.
It's
her way of
shockingly adorable.
Pan for Goombasa.
her way of motivating me is to go
Panda's
get
entire
confident,
theory.
stupid.
Panda tells everyone that we're
Panda's
gay.
theory is that the entire world is gay.
To be fair,
you're
Xena has a
happy
great
for-
explanation.
Tell us the explanation for why you say that.
I don't remember it. That's the thing.
Oh dear.
God
Fuck's
damn it,
sake,
Panda.
Panda! You can't
One-
drop that into chat. and then-
One joke.
I have the memory of a goldfish.
Go on, Starry. Do you remember it?
No, why would I remember it? Xena.
Because you spend more time with Tina.
I think,
Xena than the rest of us.
I mean, Xena
Tina.
does say a thing which
I gave him the less feminine
Xena
name.
does say a thing which I think Panda made think like, oh, you like dicks, so you must be pretty gay. Like, if it's like a straight relationship sort of thing, is that what you're going for, Panda?
Don't know. I think it's along the lines of just everybody loves everybody
Everything
else.
is fucking gay.
So
and
everybody's
it's
gay.
Fine.
Everyone's gay for
Exactly.
something.
Yeah.
I can give you a scientific explanation for gay too.
Go on then.
According to science, homosexuality can be found in more than 1,500 animal species, and it's actually important to their survival, because when hetero parents die or disown their offspring, homosexual couples will adopt the orphan to raise it. The reason why most hetero couples in these species don't adopt an orphan is because they're too busy reproducing and taking care of their own young. The only species on planet Earth that has any form of homophobia is human.
That is very true.
That doesn't surprise me. My uncle had a gay dog.
Really?
You know what?
It was a gigantic brown and tan Doberman called Zappa, named after Frank Zappa.
Oh, it
And-
was a bear!
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds like a bear.
And Zappa was so adorable. I loved him to pieces. But my uncle only had male dogs, and they tried to breed Zappa with a female Dobermans. He was having none of it, but he kept humping the male dogs that they live with. And he adored this little terrier cross thing that they had called Zach. And Zach was not fond of Zappa in that way, but Zappa was just like glue to Zach's side. So he was the bear because Zach was tiny, a tiny fuzzy little thing. And then
he even had a type.
Yep. And all Zach had to do was turn and look at Zappa, and Zappa would lay down and go,
Oh my god, just this
Aww.
gigantic
He was
ball of fur just collapsing.
literally, Zappa was the biggest Doberman I've ever met. He had a proper big barrel chest. You know where most Dobermans are like quite svelte and slim, and he wasn't. He really wasn't. He was massive. He wasn't fat. He was huge in bone structure.
It's a big boy.
And yet he was the biggest coward you'd ever meet. If somebody new came in the house, he was the guard dog, and he'd go behind the settee and wet himself. And one little lip curl from Zach, and he was like, "Oh, what did I do?"
Oh, he's so precious.
Oh, that's
Sucked.
amazing.
That's so cute.
I loved him to pieces.
Well,
Ugh.
I'm going to head out because I want to clean this place up a little bit before dinner.
Yeah, I
'cause
think ending on like a sweet love story between you and Midori, and then a sweet love story between two gay dogs. Well, one gay dog and one not gay dog.
That was still cute.
Yeah, that seems a pretty good note to end our supplementary material on.
Well, this has been amazing, and I look forward to the next one.
I am so excited.
Hearts, not parts.
Yes,
I
true.
won't forget to set an alarm next time.
Don't forget to love each other.
Do we
Love you all.
Lovely to each other.
Bye.
Fuck off,
We're loving
everybody.
to each other and fuck off. Like, I'm sorry, I'm a big Aprilverse fan.
We
I'm
know,
like-
we know. You can
I
quote
don't-
it to the
I'm like the
intonation.
biggest Aprilverse fan ever. Like, I remember Esther was like, "You've got a problem." Like, I don't have a problem. You're got a problem. Why do you not watch this?
You're the one who initially pushed me to doing Aprilverse
did.
I in the first
I
place.
did.
That's one of the reasons you're even here, because that's how I found out
I
about
was,
you.
I was like, Scribbler, he did reaction. Watch it. And they're like, how are you the one
And-
contacting me? I'm like, dude, I watch reactions. I love it.
You watch Aprilverse reactions
I
more than
d-
anything
yeah,
else.
I was
do.
so surprised. Like, what Starryflame? What?
I actively look for reactions and then I sit there and watch them. And like, I think yours is actually insane because like,
Yeah, but that is like the gentle balance that you have to keep. You have to make as a reactor when you watch anything. It's like watch the things so you understand, but it's also so hard to find the right points to talk. So because like for me, I want to, of course, commentate on what's going on, but then I'll miss the things that's going on. So it has to like find the right points. Like, okay, are they making small talk? Is it plot talk? When is the right time for me to do it? It's like
that's why I recommended you don't react. I would have loved to see you react to the first two, but I figured you'd enjoy it more not reacting because then there were parts that you wouldn't miss. But as soon as I told you that, I was like, I should have told him to react because I want to see a reaction to it.
Yeah, I must admit though, the first time I watched it, the first April versions, I didn't know as many of the narrators and VAs as I do now. So it's like,
dude,
who's that guy? Who's this? What?
I didn't know Thornquill existed at that point. The only people I knew of Goody, I knew of I didn't think I even knew of Narrator at that point. Really, I was.
That was it was before you'd met.
I think I was on speaking terms with Xena, but I wasn't
because that was
early days,
early 2016.
It was Astro that got me into it really, and he was
well, that was February. It was about February into March was when I wrote it, and 1st of April was when it came out, so it has to have been around that time.
Because I saw it, I'm and then you just kind of sent me the link, and I'm I'll listen to it. Oh my god, this is so cool.
And now you're an integral part of it.
Hey!
Where we even riff on the fact that, should we not do something? Because I'm editing that scene at the moment. Should we not do something? What can we do? I don't know, but we should
do something.
Scribbler, why do you do this to
I'm
me?
gonna
I can't
slip
tell you
out
that.
now. Bye.
Okay, Midori.
It was nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
Next time.
I kind of find it funny that in your reaction, Johnny, you're like, oh, I know what Midori's secret is. She's a Sphinx. And then in other ones, people know Pen.
And we're all going, shit.
Yeah, I was like, shit.
The best part is that the first part is the best I first saw her. I think in your one of your them's writing words podcasts. Oh, who is this? And then I find her on Twitter. And I think it says in the description there's the Sphinx. Oh my god, a Sphinx! That's so cool. It's I didn't know it was actually a plot
point. But then,
point.
Don't know that she's a Sphinx, but they know Panda's secret, for instance. Yeah. But then you don't know Panda's secret as well. And I'm just it's gonna come full circle.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of secrets and things.
Nice.
Part 4 is coming out in hopefully the next couple of weeks if I can get the art sorted, and it's really short. But that's because part 5 is so fucking big that it's going to have to come either late September or after October when I've worked on Month of Macabre, because part 5 is fucking
Is that the part where,
it's nearly an hour
and
long.
Just chilling in the zone and you're watching Glee again, aren't you?
The next bit is that's the bit in part 4. Part 5 is the
big battle.
And I'm not explaining any more than that because Johnny doesn't know, and he's gonna react to it at some point. But yeah, part 5 is gonna be fucking huge, and it's got a big battle in it.
It's is it hour long or?
Who knows?
Might well be. It's about 6,000 words, and it's got a lot of action sequences in it.
I noticed
I do just want to say that I love and kind of feel sad for Thornquill's development during this entire thing.
I love how that came from his blooper
you'll like
reel.
it by the
that
end.
Was where you got the inspiration.
Yeah. It's all just accidental.
Really?
And yet he has signed off and approved on where his character ends up by the end of this.
And then she'd be like, no, scrap it, we're just doing this. I'm like, okay, we're doing body swapping then, I guess. Because you're supposed to do power ponies or something.
The body swapping one wasn't. Yeah, the body swapping was not meant to be a body swapping episode. We'd planned and storyboarded, and I'd half written a script that was. We were kind of doing the same with the analysis community, but we were doing narrators as Overwatch characters as a response to their TF2 thing.
Oh. And
then the Toon Critic thing happened, and we couldn't touch that with a barge pole.
Yeah.
So all of it had to be binned. It was all gone. And I had 3 weeks to write and put together the special. Hence, it was broken into 3 parts.
I know I had to help you get artists. Because you were just help, and I was like, I got you.
Help, please.
Friends.
Because all the concept work was for the Overwatch stuff. And I was planning on, we'd planned on commissioning some vector artists just to make vectors of characters with Overwatch costumes on, and I would animate the rest. And it was going to be a half-hour special. And then when that went tits up, Wooten just went body swapping. It's fine, okay, I'll do body swapping. And it just kept growing. It's shit, I am not going to get this all done in one go. So it's going to have to be a 3-parter. Because I was living in Australia at the time, so I was able to work on it every single day. But even with working on it every single day, I couldn't do it. Couldn't get it done in time. Especially because at the end of March, I moved back to the UK.
Hey! And sorry, I think actually when you came to me about the reactions for Aprilverse, that was actually one of the selling points you gave to me, that it was a body swap. And I was like, okay, I have to watch this.
Say it.
Well, we like to sell it on the fact that we did body swapping right where everybody kept their voices. Sorry, your roommates are back.
Oh dear.
It's Viva.
Do you need to sign off? What?
They're gonna probably go to sleep soon.
Okay, so I will probably duck out of the call in a bit anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's 10 o'clock at night and I need to shower because I have work at 8 o'clock in the morning.
And it's
11. I'm a tithead.
And it's 11 p.m. here, so yeah.
I have D&D in half an hour.
God
oh,
damn!
for fuck's sake, Starry, are you doing this again?
I didn't do it.
No, that was Panda.
How much sleep have you had? It better be more than half an hour, because I've just spent yesterday and the day before editing the supplementary material where you were punch drunk from half an hour of sleep before podcast and then D&D.
I didn't say anything.
How much sleep have you had?
How
much sleep have you had?
I'm D&D.
I'm going back to...
Oh, right, okay. Holy shit.
I didn't do anything. I'm gonna shut it.
I'm sorry.
Well, I was about to get my hurt on with you.
I mean, technically, I'm probably not gonna go to sleep again. There's pancakes in like 2 hours.
2 hours. You can have a nap. Power nap.
It's 11. Never mind.
I know you're good at those because you managed to do it. You managed to go to sleep in an entire room full of very loud narrators that first night at Bronycon. There's like 12 of us, and you and Xena slept through everything.
We're just that good at sleeping, apparently.
Mood.
To be fair, Cygnus fell asleep in the window.
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah, but he didn't stay asleep for the whole
Yeah,
time.
he kind of took a cat nap on the window.
Xena, like, literally slept till the next day. I woke up at least.
Yep. Xena woke up and suddenly it was the con. It's like, hi guys. Oh wow, shit, it's Bronycon now.
I was trying so hard to not wake him as well.
You may as well try to wake a rock.
Oh.
But yeah, he slept in his clothes, his travel clothes.
Yeah.
Poor Babu.
Anyway, I think I'm gonna duck away. Have a wonderful evening, all of you. And morning?
Yeah.
Afternoon.
Okay, I'm gonna
Just
cut
day
this
for
short.
me.
I'm gonna cut this short and go shower. Okay, bye-bye, guys.
Have a nice shower.
Bye.
Bye, guys. I'm gonna hop off and get ready for my session.
I should hop off and prepare.
Keep hopping.
Hop.
Hopping off to bed. Keep hopping until you hit the bed.
Actually, I have to clean up the kitchen after dinner.
Hang on, you didn't make dinner.
No, and exactly. I didn't make the food, so I clean up.
You are such a good boy.
That is just the system we have in our house.
That is still a good boy.
Thank you.
And on that note, we end. Bye.
Bye.